So today's video is going to be on this makeup look right here. Obviously, I feel like I always start off saying the same exact thing. Whatever. This is like my go-to summer look. It's a very bright eye with like warm colors and a nude glossy lip. I usually hate glossy lips because whenever, like, since my hair is long and if the wind blows it gets stuck to it, but I don't know what my deal is. I'm just not into matte lately. So what I typically do is I just put a liquid lipstick, which is matte, and then I top it off with the NYX Butter Gloss, which is like my favorite lip glosses. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned something today, and if you do, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Alright guys, so to get started, we're going to go ahead and prime our eyelids. Here I'm using MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. I went a little bit ham, so I'm blending it out with my fingers. Then I'm going to go ahead and set that using any eyeshadow or translucent powder that's the same color. Once that is done, I'm going to jump right into the 35N palette and using this gorgeous transition color. It really reminds me of Makeup Geek's Creme Brulee, which I broke. So I'm just going to be dusting this back and forth into my crease as our first transition color. Then going in with a shade up from that color with the same palette, just doing the exact same thing. This is literally the easiest eye look, guys. It's literally the same technique over and over again. So we're buffing that into the crease, then going back into the same palette, I'm going to go in with this burnt orange kind of shade. I'm just going to dust that over the top of the crease just to give it a little kick and a little pop of color. I love using these burnt oranges above the crease. It just gives the eye look just a different touch. I know, I'm like really weird. So going in with the same kind of burnt orange but a lot deeper, I'm going to be taking this brush and you're going to see me doing packing motions into my outer lid and then brushing that into the lower crease all the way over into the inner corner of my eye. Which, using that technique, kind of gives the eye kind of a soft cut crease kind of look, a defined crease. So you just want to continue to pack on all the pigment or all the color on the outer part of the lid, and once most of that color is on the outer lid, you're just going to drag it inwards just to softly define that crease. Then going in with a different fluffier brush, just blend out all your edges. Then going in with Makeup Geek's Cocoa Bear, which is the perfect like burnt red kind of like warm color. It's perfect for this eye look. It gives it such a great definition and gradient effect. So you're going to pack that onto the outer lid, the exact same spot where you put that burnt orange shade. You're going to do the exact same thing as well. You're just going to continue to pack the color, and then once that outer lid is to the intensity that you want, just go ahead and drag your brush in to softly define that crease again. So as you can tell, we're kind of using the same technique just with different colors on the lid. So then now going in with this like deep burgundy kind of chocolatey color with the Morphe pencil brush, we're just going to pack that onto the outer lid just to deepen up that outer lid a little bit, and then you're going to go back in with that Morphe M433 with no additional product on it and just do the exact same thing that you did with Cocoa Bear. You're going to blend that out to soften up the edges, and then you're only going to drag it about a quarter or halfway into the lid. Then using that Morphe M441 brush, you're just going to blend everything out just to soften up those edges and make sure everything's blended perfectly. So now going into the 35O Shimmer palette, we're going to take this gorgeous champagne-y color. It kind of reminds me of MAC Tan Pigment or Anastasia's, what is that shade called? Pink Champagne. It took me a while to figure it out. But they're all really similar in color, and I just love using this for all over the lid and in the inner portion of your lid to the inner corner, because it just brings out your eye, especially if you have brown eyes. It just makes your eyes pop so perfectly and nicely, and it goes with these warm colors so beautifully. This is probably like one of my favorite shades in that 35O Shimmer palette. It's literally drop dead gorgeous. It's so much better in person than what the camera is picking up right now. So you're just going to take this Sigma brush and you're just going to pack. Make sure you spray it with MAC Fix Plus so you get the intensity that you want from the color. It kind of makes it more foiled and metallic-y and just brings it out a lot more. So you're just going to pack that all over the lid. Then you're going to take a Morphe M433 again with no additional product on it. You're just going to take whatever's on the brush and just blend it into the lid so it's not like such a harsh line between the both colors. You want it to have like a gradient effect and an ombre effect so everything blends out and seems very seamless. So you're just going to buff out all the edges once again just to make sure everything's buffed out. Then taking this like white champagne-y color, you're just going to put it into the inner corner just to brighten it up just a little bit. Then going in with the Sigma Angled Liner and Maybelline's Blackest Black Gel Liner, we're going to do a very thin line just since our lashes are going to have a thick band. You want it to blend in very naturally. fully. So I'm not into a wing liner right now. I just love the way this thin liner looks with big fluffy lashes. So especially for the daytime, I feel like a wing liner is more for like a nighttime thing. Maybe it's just me, but hey. So I'm going to take this Bare Minerals mascara, coat my lashes with some mascara, and then throw on some falsies. Here I'm using Flutter lashes in the style Slayla, which are still my favorite, guys. I'm not lying. You guys need to go out and buy these like immediately. So now going into my eyebrows, I'm going to do this very quickly. I'm taking L'Oreal's Brow Stylist, which is like my all-time favorite brow product from the drugstore. It's literally amazing. It's so comparable to Anastasia's Brow Wiz. I'm not even lying, guys. You guys need to go get it, and it's like 10 bucks. So I'm just going to do my brows, fill them in with Anastasia's brow powder, and then coat them with L'Oreal Brow Stylist, which is, again, another one comparable to Anastasia's brow gel. You guys need these in your life. So now moving on to the face, I'm going to go ahead and prime my face using Cetaphil Lotion. This has glycerin in it, which means it's going to become tacky and your makeup is going to stick and last all day, and I love it. So then you're going to coat your lips using Aquaphor. Then for foundation, I'm using the Milani Conceal and Perfect. So I usually use an under eye corrector, but with this foundation, I figured out that you can just place it underneath your eye and it really does conceal. So I still use a concealer, but I don't need a corrector when I use this foundation, if that makes sense to you guys. So I'm going to blend that all over my face, and then I'm going to take this EX1 invisiwear foundation, and I'm going to use this shade. It's F500, and I'm going to take this Real Techniques setting brush, and I'm going to use this to contour my face today. I feel like I was watching Jackie Riley's favorites video that she just posted a little bit ago, and she mentioned contouring with this, so I kind of wanted to test it out and see how it worked, and I love the way it looked. This is the darkest shade in their line, and it looks really orangey on camera, but in person it's more of like a ashy, not ashy really, but it's a darker brown, not so orangey. So I really like the way this turned out. So I'm going to place it on my top of my forehead, my cheekbones, my nose, underneath my jawline. I'm going to blend it out with this brush as much as I can, and then I'm going to go back in with my beauty blender and just buff everything out. But I love the way this looked, and it was so natural, it was so seamless, and I kind of felt like it was a 2-in-1 kind of step, like it kind of contoured and bronzed up my skin, so I didn't really have to go back and do that. So I kind of felt like it was a cheat in a way, like it did both things at the same time, which was pretty cool. So here I'm still buffing everything out, then you'll see me take the beauty blender, and it's just, the beauty blender is like life scent, guys. I don't know what it is, it just doesn't work the same as a brush for me. The brush doesn't work the same as a beauty blender for me. It's just so natural, and it just buffs all the excess off and everything. I just love the way beauty blenders work. So I know typically they say for you to conceal before you contour with creams, but I just feel like when I conceal first before I contour with creams, that my eyes just crease a lot more. Even though I try to buff it out, it still isn't the same. So here I wanted to contour first, then now I'm going to go in and conceal using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I'm going to highlight my foreheads, my nose, underneath my eyes, my chin, my Cupid's bow. I'm going to buff all that out and then set everything using the Airspun powder. This is still a ride or die for me, guys. I love Laura Mercier's, but this Airspun is only $6 and you can get it at Walmart. Like, what? Are you kidding me? I also just ordered the RCMA No Color Powder, so we'll see how that ends up working for me as well. Okay, so once everything's buffed out and blended out, I'm going to go ahead and set everything using my Airspun and a Sigma tapered highlighting brush. And as I'm setting everything, I'm going to buff out anything that settled into my fine lines. Wow, I cannot speak. So I'm going to go ahead and set my forehead, my laugh lines, underneath my eyes, my nose, yada, yada, yada. You guys know the drill. Then I'm going to go in with the Sonia Kashuk contour brush, and I'm going to go ahead and clean up that cream contour that we did, or foundation contour, I guess you can say, that we did. Clean it up and sharpen it up. So once everything is cooking and baking and setting, we're going to go in with our Makeup Forever bronzer and just touch up the contoured areas a little bit and kind of set that as well. We're going to be using a Sigma E4 brush, which is new, and I love the way that this brush works for contoured. Once that is all set, we're going to go ahead and brush off all of that Airspun and translucent powder away and set the rest of our face as we go as well. As you can see, as I'm dusting away that translucent powder underneath the contour, you can tell how much it really does sharpen it up. So you definitely don't have to be so perfect, because this trick right here helps you sharpen everything up. So now going in with Milani Luminoso blush. This is probably my all-time favorite blush for the summertime. It's so pretty, it's so peachy and glowy. looks so great on the apples of the cheek. And it also gives you kind of like a bronzy effect. Then going into this Urban Decay Flush palette, I'm going to use this pink highlighter right here just to highlight the apples of my cheeks, and you're going to see me drag it back towards my temple a little bit. I love this technique right here just because in the summertime it just gives you such a beautiful glowy look on the apples of your cheeks. A lot of people aren't big fans of it, but I'm actually a huge fan of it. I just love the way it looks when you smile and the apples of the cheeks have like a hint of a glow, but nothing too intense, just very subtle and very kind of natural looking. Then going in with Mary Loumanizer from the Balm, I'm just going to dust that on the tops of my cheekbones just to make that pop more intensely. Then I'm going to use that same highlighter and I'm going to highlight the inner corner of my eyes, then my brow bone. This is like my all-time favorite highlighter and inner corner highlighter. It's so intense. It's like a white but champagne-y kind of color. It's just gorgeous. I just love it. So I'm using a Morphe E6 to do that, highlight my inner corners, my brow bone. And once we are done highlighting my face, I'm going to go back into that 35N palette and starting off with the first transition color that we use into our crease, I'm going to buff that onto my lower lash line back and forth using this Morphe Fluffy brush. Then I'm going to take a smaller definer brush, which is now my all-time favorite for my lower lash line, and I'm going to take Cocoa Bear and line my lower lash line completely with that. Then I'm going to go back into that other brush that we used and just buff everything out so it doesn't seem so harsh under there and it's more of like a warm, smoky effect. I swear sometimes I hate buffing out my lower lash line because I always poke myself in the eye and it makes my eyes water so much and I hate it. Anyways, we're going to top off our face using MAC Fix Plus to make everything settle into our face very naturally and beautifully, and then onto the lips. Here I'm taking Kat Von D's Bow and Arrow Liquid Lipstick, which is my all-time favorite nude lipstick. I love this color and you literally can wear it with almost every look that you can think of. So I'm going to coat my lips with that. Then I thought Limecrime Cashmere was a different color, but it's almost basically the same exact thing. So I'm just going to top off the lips using Limecrime Cashmere, which used to be my all-time favorite until I had Kat Von D's Bow and Arrow. Then I'm going to top everything off using NYX Butter Gloss and Eclair, I think this is. And then before I almost forget, we're going to take our Bare Minerals mascara and coat our lower lash line, and then that is it for the look. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I love the way it turned out. This pinky and warm, champagne-y, smoky eye for the daytime. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye, guys.